India is transforming into a digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy. Government and enterprises are rolling out so many applications that touch every Indian. Foundation to this digital revolution are these data centers. We are at NextGen's HDDC facility in Bangalore, where we enable these applications to run smoothly in a precise environment and very securely. I would like to tell you a little bit about what we've done to make our passion into a reality and create this facility which transformed into one of the most precious buildings in Bangalore. When we started looking at the data center design from the scratch, we actually started looking at the modern day infrastructure and then built the data center around it. So we call it server out design. So we picked up a server, put it into a rack and built the data center around it. And that's how we designed this facility.
We are very proud of the fact that we were a part of this project and this journey.
Traditionally, data centers were built to handle static loads, which is, I would compare it to an electric bulb. But over the period of time, I think servers have become very smart and their compute power is very elastic in nature. Whenever there's user load, they actually grow to actually handle that capacity and then shrink whenever they don't need to actually deliver that kind of power to run the application. So data center has to be designed to handle this kind of elastic loads, not like what we used to do earlier. So at NextGen, we spent close to about 6 months. We used over 300 man-years of experience to actually create a facility that can power the modern day compute infrastructure. One of the few things that we've noticed is that typically a normal server that we use is consuming about 1100 watts. And in normal data centers, if you put 3 or 4 of these servers into a rack, I mean, you kind of use up the cooling and electrical power that's available. What we've done at HDDC is that you can actually put 40 of these into a rack. This facility can actually hold 80,000 such servers, and I think it's parallel to Facebook's facility in Oregon, USA. It is more or less similar in terms of the capacity that it can handle. When you have to run 80,000 servers in a facility like this, you need a lot of power to handle that. These 80,000 servers nearly produce 15 megawatts of heat, and that heat has to be cooled. So we had to rethink on a whole lot of aspects that normally you would go into a data center. We started with location. I mean, we actually chose the location with utmost care so that it is secure enough and it has access to power that can actually power this large facility in the country. To pack 80,000 servers, we started looking at the rack itself. I mean, we made this rack much more taller. It actually hosts 5 times more IT than typically that you would house in a traditional data center in India. So you can actually, if you have 5 racks in another facility, you can actually shrink it and put it into one rack at NextGen. So right from the design of the rack, we had to look at vendors who would support us. We had to go and build this facility in such a manner that it is also very energy efficient. We use what we call cold aisle containment, where we contain the precious cold air right in front of the server and not actually let it mix with the hot air in the ambient. We also wanted to ensure that the air conditioning is actually working at its best by actually considering various aspects that are normally not thought of in a data center design. So when you look at these racks, they not only just look white in color, but they are actually much more intelligently designed.
Together, we have designed a data center keeping energy efficiency in mind with a PUV of less than 1.5.
Coming on to the Desigo CC, we call it as Desigo Control Center. It integrates all the subsystems onto one system. It is fire suppression, water leakage system, rodent repellent system, CCTV, access, everything integrated to one system.
went ahead and designed this facility from scratch, right from the civil structure to the most precise environmental and secure systems that actually make this data center into one of the most wanted facility to host your application.